All right.
Welcome to the Fresh Cut.
I'm Noah Gnarly Parker.
Oh, I can't follow that up. I'm Erin Dope Donovan.
Okay, well that's... I went with the alliteration on the first name. You went with the last name. That was interesting.
That's why we're different people.
Well said. We'll introduce our guest in a bit. So calm down. Hold your horses at home. We have some housekeeping to take care of first. First of all, sorry about the audio problems last week. Apparently half of one of the mics doesn't work, and the assistant station manager doesn't know how to get the phone audio working. And
Dalton was the assistant stage manager, not Amy. Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't get your facts wrong.
Don't say no mean words to that sweet angel Amy Long. I am sorry we weren't able to set her up with anyone last week, but you know what? You live and you learn, and we learned that Dalton just is not the go-to bachelor in this business.
And that they both don't take their vitamins.
Yes, they need their vitamin supplements. They clearly don't care about their bodies and their health. Also, we have our Twitter up. I think I mentioned that last week, but we have a new logo now thanks to Amy Shoemaker. Thanks.
Woo!
We can't show you because this is audio, but if you want to imagine it, it says The Fresh Cut. That's our name.
And the E's are like a key because we unlock conspiracies. And then there's a line through cut because it says cut.
Yes. Perfect. Also, drum roll please, Erin. We have decided our radio rivals. Watch out, the lunch crew, Mondays at 1 p.m. We have decided you're our new enemy.
There's no basis behind this besides the fact that you're done for. You're our enemy.
Well, great. Anyways,
we have
there's some people staring in at us from the window. That's not fair.
We have fans, and it's only week 2, Noah. We've made
Great.
it.
All right. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes.
Would you like to say your name? Or could you just please say your name? Or do I have to say your name? We have Madison Jones with us, and she is already dead. That's a shame, but the show will have to go on.
It'll line up with some conspiracy theories that we're talking about later on.
Yes, very on point.
I can't do a radio show with him.
Madison.
Hello, I'm Madison Jones, and I'm struggling to get through the first 3 minutes of this radio show. It's going to be a long 57 minutes.
We didn't even make you talk for those.
I know.
All you had to do was not scream. Okay, don't do that. Okay, now next week I have to start with another apology for our audio.
Well, at least we went from being too quiet to too loud. Please call in and let us know which one you would prefer. Or just call in for funsies.
We're so lonely.
Last week we had 2 guests, now we only have 1, so, I mean, there's a lot more leg room, but...
Are you saying I'm a downgrade?
I'm just saying that there's less people in the room. So
you are an upgrade from Dalton, but a downgrade from Amy Long, our beautiful campus princess.
I'm a princess.
I'm not debating that, but
you're not
she has an accent.
Well, I can have an accent.
You're off the show.
Luckily, we had replacements standing by.
Yes. Brent Doolittle is willing to drop in at any moment. He picked up the phone. Anyways.
So if you call, beware.
Yes. If you call in, you're just going to have to talk to Brent. He's from the Thursday show. Erin, let's talk conspiracies.
Okay. So Madison doesn't know what we're going to talk about. And I'm grabbing my computer while I say this.
Yeah, with one hand. I'm worried about it.
Oh, I've dropped this down like flights of stairs.
I've dropped this down flights in airplanes.
I've thrown it out of the sky. That would be a good
This is dumb. Move on.
Okay.
So much pressure with Brent in here.
He's not saying anything. He's wearing a nice button-down shirt. So there's just this little bit of, like, intimidation radiating off of him. He's buttoning the very top one. He might die because that's, like, the choke. And if he has a lot of neck muscle, he's done for.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a tie on. Usually you only choke yourself if you have a tie. It's just part of the etiquette. Can't say anything mean if you can't, like, breathe.
Then why do you have all your buttons buttoned?
Boom. Roast.
I didn't want to be too revealing for our Christian college radio show Didn't want anyone to look in.
For context,
somehow.
Noah Parker is currently wearing like a Henley tee, like the baseball style, and it has the 3 buttons at the top, and all 3 are buttoned. No tie.
Well, thanks.
All right, well, let's get on to some conspiracy theories.
There's no mystery anymore.
Well, we're about to bring up some mysteries.
All right.
So this week's, we decided we needed a theme because last week we were kind of all over the place. So we're going to do celebrities. Oh my goodness. Michael Kelly just knocked over something in the Stampede studio. Caleb Perney, you heard it on, like that audio was recorded. Brent just went, what is it? Oh my gosh. I'm going to substitute gosh because this is a college, Christian college.
Yeah, we can't even say that word that was on the Buffalo last week.
We can't use the Lord's name in vain. That's once you break one of the 10 commandments. We brought this up last week. You break one of the 10 commandments, you break all of them.
Yeah.
All right,
We're really big on the 10 commandments here.
I'm a Bible minor. Okay, back to the conspiracy theory. So I just swallowed into the mic. I'm so sorry if we have a listener. Avril Lavigne.
That's it.
Everyone hopefully knows the song. He was a skater boy. She said, "See you later, boy."
That's a very good song.
Okay, that was Avril Lavigne's probably biggest hit ever.
Iconic.
I would agree.
And there's a conspiracy theory about her that she died in 2003, which would be 15 years ago, approximately, depending on what time of the year she died. It's only the beginning of 2018, but that's math. I got intimidated and I was a math major. Moving on. And was replaced with her lookalike. And I'm going to explain.
Avril Lavigne.
So Avril Lavigne had a body double for herself to go out in public because I feel like I need to look at everyone in this radio room. I'm not very good at this one. That's why I corrected myself. Okay, Brent, you're about to be kicked off this show.
He's not even on the show right now, for the record.
Okay, back to Avril. She hated paparazzi and she hated crowds and just everything having to do with that part of being a celebrity. So they hired this gal that looked like just like her. That way, like, the gal would go out in public and it would seem like Avril was like doing things in life, but in reality she wasn't.
It's easier than the patented Taylor Swift suitcase technique.
Classic. This was 2003. This was early.
I know. If she did die, that means she didn't even get to see Bush reelected.
Oh gosh.
What if she was a Bush fan?
Britney Spears, that's another conspiracy theory. I almost talked about how Britney Spears, I'm getting distracted again. And so Avril Lavigne was also very close to her grandfather, as a lot of us are. And
We are all so close to Avril Lavigne's grandfather.
Well,
Brent's trying to beat us to the jokes, even though he's sitting in the corner.
I can't help it.
or with your own grandfather, take your pick. And her grandfather passed away in 2003. And so a lot of her close friends talked about how depressed she got. And a lot of people are claiming that she got so depressed over the fact that her grandfather passed away that she committed suicide. And that they took her body double and just kind of put her in her place, Avril Lavigne's place, and like have kept this facade up. And I'm going to open my computer back up and point out some of the main argument points for the fact that Avril Lavigne is dead and that there's an imposter.
It's a lot darker than I thought it was going to be.
This is a wild conspiracy theory. When I found this, I spent like 30 minutes researching this one day this summer. Okay, so I need to...
I want to say something.
Okay.
That part of the mic doesn't work.
That's true. You
Brent's
have to
leaning
lean
over.
further.
I'm scrolling down. So one of the big things is, I'm going to show Madison, but the Avril Lavigne of 2003 and the Avril Lavigne of now have a very, very different nose, and not one that's like plastic surgery different, just like people are born with different
This
noses.
is a clear birth nose. Doesn't have like...
Yeah, that
It doesn't
second
have a
nose,
sticker that says like $20 on it.
The second nose is like, you can't. It took a lot of surgery to get from that first one to that second one.
If you look up Avril Lavigne noses. Something will probably come up. But the first one is like, it would just, yeah,
really
it would be a
bad
lot of work.
search history for one thing.
And so another one of the pieces of evidence is the lyrics to Slipped Away, which were written by the new Avril about the original Avril's death.
Wait, are we saying that we officially, like, this is our stance is that we believe it's a new one?
I'm just like, this is the only language I can use, like, the supposed new Avril versus the supposed old Avril. It's supposed, if I can.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So the lyrics to
He's
Slipped
ruining our
Away
show.
have nothing to do with Skater Boys. It was, the day you slipped away was the day I found it won't be the same. Oh, I had my wake up, won't you wake up? I keep asking why, and I can't take it. It wasn't fake. It happened. You passed by. Now you are gone. Now you are gone. There you go. There you go. It sounds a lot better when they sing it.
Well, I mean, even not singing it, you can tell the rhymes aren't as good. Like, think back to Skater Boy when she ingeniously rhymed boy with boy.
You're right. And then she also left some clues in the song My Happy Ending. Don't leave me hanging in a city so dead, held up so high on such a breakable thread. And then, so those are some of the main arguments. They have the different noses. But, sorry, the microphone is right in front of my computer, so I'm trying to figure out how to read through the microphone. I don't know what this one fact means. Avril averaged 1.58 in 2002, and the new Avril measures 1.55. Oh, her size.
Yeah.
So she's,
What is her size?
so,
4.5 feet or 5.
Oh, like
so
height?
she's,
I was like, size, what
Like
size
very
of what?
confused.
1.4 meters is like
she was a small gal, though, I believe.
4.5, 5.
But
she a
she,
midget?
but she apparently shrunk, which that only
It happens with age.
But like when you're old, like my mom grew when she was like 40, and then she started shrinking. Well, I don't know if she actually has. Also, if you're listening, Mom, sorry that I'm like talking about you.
My grandma's shrunk.
But another piece of evidence is the original Avril said she never would wear like cute, trendy clothes in the diva style. She like said she hated singers who did the preppy style, and that's why she called them divas. But the new way that she dresses is like very preppy diva style. You can look up some things of that. And there's some more. There's like people have gone like their handwritings are different if you look at like original Avril like scrawlings of lyrics, and then you look at the one that like the supposed new Avril like posts on Instagram, like the handwriting is different. And so those are some pieces of evidence that prove that she died, and they had someone.
There's also the fact that the old Avril, the old Avril. Wait, how do you say it?
Avril.
Avril. Avril?
Who names their child that?
That's true. That is genuinely bad naming. Would not name a band that. Anyways, the old Avril, if I'm saying this right, signed all her checks 2003. The new Avril signs them 2018. Coincidence or dead incidents? You tell me. Literally call in and tell me.
What's the number?
We don't tell the number because I don't actually want anyone to call in because it adds an extra step of like
Actually, I really do.
inconvenience.
It's 423-461-8464. One more time. 423-461-8464.
Is it different from the number that's printed right here?
What?
Is it different from the number that's right here?
Yes.
Okay.
And so those are some of the biggest pieces of evidence. I can't show you pictures to like prove the point, but if you Google this, you'll find like the different handwritings, the different noses, the different styles of dress. So Madison, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, after hearing your convincing evidence and your strong appeal to ethos,
Someone taking comp?
I am currently taking comp in case you were wondering. Shout out to my tutor, Brianna. I definitely think that it's probably true. Like, I mean, it's very believable, and I don't know, she's probably dead. And Okay, that came out wrong. Like, I feel bad for her. She killed herself.
Who among us hasn't died in 2003?
Brent Doolittle raises his hand.
That's true. He seems to be here.
I'm actually a ghost right now.
Yeah.
Noah made a joke about ghosts earlier today.
I just said the wrong word. Don't make fun of me. This is my show. This is my only place where I feel like...
This is also my show.
Yeah, but maybe we could not attack each other. This is the only place where I get to feel, like, comfortable and secure.
That's a problem to bring up with Gabby the prison dog, but... Okay, Noah, what are your thoughts on this?
Well...
Noah didn't really know what I was going to bring up.
Yeah, I didn't know, like, suicide was part of that.
Me either, homeboy.
Yeah, Madison didn't know who she was. I don't know how to pronounce her
true.
name. So clearly this is, like, not the most pressing concern on some of our minds, but...
I think about it almost every day.
Well, you should.
But what, do you agree, disagree, believe in it?
Maybe she's just dead inside.
That was emo.
Yeah,
But, I mean, she was emo, too.
that's true. I mean, every emo loves a good skater boy, later boy.
I can attest to that fact.
And what's she sing about now?
Dying.
Good.
Her hit new single, I Swear I'm Not the Real Avril. I can't say it. Please save me.
Is that part of the song?
I don't know. I don't listen to her. I don't listen to the radio. I especially don't listen to Milligan College Radio.
I just put myself on it.
Yeah. Why listen to something when you can be on something?
I don't like
For instance, the bus. Why? Okay. Can we move on?
Okay, yeah. If you have any thoughts on Avril Lavigne, that's how you pronounce it. Avril Lavigne, Avril. I don't want to spell it.
I cannot just... My
will
brain
help
just
you.
wants to say Advil every time.
Same.
Avril. Say it with me.
Av.
Roll.
Roll.
Avril.
Avril.
Av.
Avril.
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 You're okay. I hate this.
Is that an English name?
Our assistant station manager returns for second week in a row.
Yeah, Dalton Smith is in the house. Everybody give Dalton
wait,
Smith
Dalton,
a
come back.
resounding silence.
I have a serious radio question.
What's your question?
What's the website to look at how many people are listening?
Oh,
Technical, not difficulties, but I just
Why
want
are you bringing this up right now? Dalton, have you
feel like we're
reconsidered
stalking
giving
you.
Amy Long a chance?
oh my god.
Ike! We're having so many friends join us right now.
people.
Welcome to the comm department.
Okay, we gotta keep the show going, Erin.
Sorry, I have ADHD.
Just
All of our
because
fans.
we're like practically outnumbered in the room.
Yeah. We have as many people not on the show in the room as we do people on the show in the
You're
room.
on the show as much as you guys.
You were not a guest this week.
That's true.
Okay, so that was our first conspiracy theory. If you have any thoughts, opinions, counter arguments, facts to back me up,
Or just our Avril Lavigne.
or her replacement. I think the name was like Melissa was her body double's name. If Melissa has gotten so low as to replace Avril Lavigne and then listen to WUMC Radio,
Thank goodness they replaced her with someone that has a real name.
listen. I already read it. Brent, you can't call. You're in the room. Go. At least leave the room to call us.
There will be feedback, Brett.
Okay, so, we're gonna move on to the second conspiracy theory of the
Yes.
night, which is,
Wasted that minute.
The moon landing.
okay, if you want to talk about that one, come on our show. It's similar, but a little bit dated. Some people claim that Paul from the Beatles died and they replaced him.
You don't.
I simply say that into the mic.
I do not know who that is either.
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
Again, no idea.
You're.
Imagine someone who's a Beatle and also possibly dead.
You got the right idea.
Okay, so
All right, good talk.
And he's British, but that does not mean he looks like Amy Long necessarily.
I wish he looked like Amy Long.
Yes, don't we all?
Our beautiful campus princess.
We're hoping she comes back on one day. We have to hype her up. One day when we have 1 million fans.
And it's not just the women's soccer team. We
Yeah.
do love the women's soccer team. They're one of our better teams. But we'd like to expand our
Now a
audience.
list of every team on campus that sucks.
Do you want me to? Just kidding. I have friends on those teams.
Lacrosse does
Our
suck
football
here.
team is great, though.
Our football team is undefeated since 1957. I think it stopped getting funding in 1963, which is still impressive for a Milligan thing to not suck for over a year, over
Yeah.
2 years.
No, it sucks.
Okay, I'm going to go into the Paul McCartney. It's just kind of hard because Dalton's on the one computer, which is not his fault. I asked him to be there, but then Madison's next to me, and I'm trying to go on my computer.
She also asked me to be here too.
It's just a little cramped where my computer needs to be so I can see with my eyes.
Yes, very claustrophobic tonight.
Okay, so some people claim that Paul McCartney died, secretly died in 1966, and then these theorists claim that the Beatles covered up his death, hiring someone who looked just like him, sang like him, and had the same kind of personality.
Someone who was him.
So this kind of sounds like where the Avril Lavigne people got their inspiration from, and so the reason that they think like they know this is they think that the guilt eventually got to the Beatles and they began hiding clues in their music. In the song Taxman, member of the band George Harrison gave his advice for those who die, which some take as meaning Paul McCartney.
The one person that has ever died.
Stop. No counter arguments until I'm done explaining now.
Okay.
They also think that the entire Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album was a wash, with Paul is Dead clues. A wash is, I'm reading another thing, and I feel like I plagiarized a little bit, is full of Paul McCartney is Dead clues. The Beatles had formed a, quote, new band, end quote, featuring a fictional member named Billy Shears, supposedly the name of Paul's replacement. This album contained John Lennon's A Day in the Life, which had lyrics, "He blew his mind out in a car," and the recorded phrase, "Paul is dead, miss him," which becomes evident only when the song is played backwards.
That's the worst part about being a singer-songwriter is figuring out how you're going to make your songs play satanic or dead messages backwards.
It also happens in Spy Kids. Remember when, like, to help us save us, to help us save us.
Erin Donovan, if nothing else, is always good for a quick Spy Kids reference for some reason.
Okay. Yep, that's my, this is not the right website, I don't think.
It's close. The bookmarks don't work.
Dalton Smith is not being very helpful. Oh well.
We're just being
Try my
narcissistic
best.
and wanting to see if any of you are listening, or we're just talking into the void.
Probably to nobody.
Continuing, Lennon also mumbled, "I buried Paul," depending on how you pronounce it, at the end of Strawberry Fields Forever, parentheses. In interviews, Lennon said the phrase was actually cranberry sauce and denied the existence of any backward messages. Paul is Dead believers think the Beatles accompanied these backward tape loops and veiled references to death with album covers that illustrated the loss of their friend. The original cover of the 1966 Yesterday and Today album featured the Beatles posed amid raw meat and dismembered doll parts, symbolizing McCartney's gruesome accident.
Erin, have you seen that picture?
I have not.
It is horrifying.
I read this and said, I
It
don't
looks
want
like
to
the
look at that.
Beatles running a butcher shop for dead babies. Well, I guess for live babies, but they would
Okay,
move
moving
on.
If fans placed a mirror in front of the Sgt. Pepper album cover, the words Lonely Hearts on the drum logo could be read as, quote, number one, word number one. This is confusing. Number one, X, he died, number one, word one, number one, end quote. And of course, there's the Abbey Road cover, on which John, George, and Ringo forewent all pretense and pretended to cross the street as a, oh crap, I can't pronounce this word.
Okay, what are you reading from? Time? There.
Can you say that word for me?
Funeral.
That's a word I can't pronounce,
Oh,
right?
sorry. I didn't realize that was going to come up. We all have words we can't pronounce.
Yeah, it comes out as funeral. Y'all would have been confused. Procession. John wore all white, like a clergyman. Ringo, the mourner,
Did you
dressed
say
in black.
clergy man?
No.
This is not a good...
Ringo, the mourner, dressed in black. George donned jeans like a gravedigger. Paul wore no shoes. He didn't need them because he was dead and walked out of step with the others.
It was just a nicely paved road.
If Paul is dead, then his imposter is still at large. He met and married Linda Eastman.
Still at large, like he's this serial killer.
This is what Time magazine
Is this like the Santa Claus? Did the guy like kill Paul and now he is Paul? If you murder Paul McCartney, do you become Paul McCartney?
There's a Criminal Minds about that. Criminal Minds episode. I forgot the word episode.
I'm sure there's a Spy Kids scene too.
Yeah, so that is the Paul McCartney conspiracy theory. Thoughts?
Well, statistically speaking, this has happened. We're discussing 2 cases today. One of them has to be dead. It's just, they can't both be false.
Okay, we just actually had a text in from one of my good pals. Actually, I need to change her name on my phone. So it's Jeanette Hartso. Now it's Jeanette Best. Congrats on getting married. I was there. But she said, yo, the best part of the Paul thing is that they had a Paul lookalike contest like a month before he supposedly died.
Oh, yeah. Also, her husband,
you,
Adam
Jeanette.
Best, mentioned that when we have him on, he would be talking about that conspiracy. So we've now stolen his thunder.
I did not know
Adam,
that.
I did not know this was going to happen.
Adam, we only talk about Jim Morrison.
If you want, you can beat me up in the parking lot tomorrow,
Please let me vlog it.
but I will cry.
Please let me vlog it. Thank you, Jeanette, for that input. Sorry, I got distracted. I did not know that.
I don't think we should be getting distracted, though. It's a radio show. We should just have our eyes closed the entire time so we're focused on our actual craft. Or lack thereof.
I'm not taking this for credit. I don't have to be good at anything.
All right.
Okay, Madison, what do you think about this?
Well, I honestly zoned out after the first 30 seconds.
This is
Madison, we brought you on to talk about the conspiracy theory.
I told you I didn't know any.
okay, just guess.
Wait,
Dead or
explain.
not dead?
Wait, Paul?
Paul McCartney from the Beatles. Who you
Oh,
don't know.
Well,
Avril.
he's probably dead. But Avril, I think she's definitely dead. Like, that one was really convincing.
Yeah. Does this new Paul have a different nose? Is he shorter?
I didn't do any physical comparisons because by this point, either way they'd be old.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter at this point.
He's gonna die soon anyways.
One way or
What
another,
on
everyone
earth?
dies. Noah, what are your thoughts? You don't seem to believe this.
Like I said, at least one of these 2 people has to be dead and
I
replaced.
think Avril Lavigne is dead.
I think so,
definitely
too.
think the Avril one is more convincing than Paul.
But my
Says the girl that did not listen.
and you did not know who Paul McCartney or Avril Lavigne was.
I'm a child.
She's a child. Welcome to college. But my question is, like, why would you cover up their death? Why would you not let them just be dead? You know? Like, I guess it's for money, but, like, I can't imagine the stress that, like, it would be, like, if I had to pretend to be someone else for the like, if I had to pretend to be my sister.
Well, I mean, you figure Avril or whatever, like, she was huge. And so, I mean, like, that's a lot of money, you know? So, I mean, she's basically living the dream, like, you know? She didn't have to do anything and she's getting bank.
Well, she's, like, still performing and, like, she's pretending to be Avril.
Yeah, but, I mean, like, she's still getting a lot of money.
I just feel like I couldn't handle that stress of, like, not being it, like, what is, like her, the new Avril, like, what happened to her? Like, Melissa? Is there a death record for her? Or did she just, like, stop existing all of a sudden? Like,
Melissa.
like, I just can't imagine, like, having to train yourself to respond to Avril, to act like her, to, like...
Have you ever heard of a psychopath?
Ooh.
But she didn't get hired as a psychopath. She got hired as a
Yeah,
bodybuilder.
but, like, you know, like, you might become crazy after so long of, like, believing something. Like, you literally start to believe your own lies.
That's a valid point. This is why I brought you on, Madison.
In the case of the Beatles, I think it makes sense that they would just replace him. They all hated Paul. Every song,
Me too.
every other song is just about how much they hate being in a band with Paul McCartney. So, given the chance of replacing him and not having a funeral, or having a funeral and having to say nice things about this man they hated so much, it was just easier, and they were rich also, to replace Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Although we decided that Avril is the one that is
I'm not
this
really
actually
sold on
happened
the
to.
Paul one. Adam, when you come on, if you have more knowledge than I do, which I'm assuming that you do, and want to convince us otherwise.
He didn't tell me that he was like pro Paul is dead. Now he has to like come argue for this side whether or not he likes it.
Or maybe Jeanette's pro Paul is dead. I don't want to like, conspiracy theories are conspiracies for a reason. Like there's some fact behind it, but I don't think there's enough fact behind Paul.
Sorry, Paul.
You're
alive.
Agree with that one.
But Avril, there's a whole like website with a lot more facts than the one I read off of it, but it's in Portuguese, and so you have to like speed read it, and I couldn't do that on the radio. So Jeanette said nope. So I'm assuming thank you, Jeanette, for listening. We couldn't figure out how to track listeners. We don't track you to see how many people are listening. So I appreciate that you're listening. But I don't think she's pro Paul is dead. So Time Magazine brought up this conspiracy theory. Good for you for believing it, but the Fresh Cut does not believe it.
I was looking at the audio, and I don't know if this is true, but a song might have played. I think it was Jesus Freak. But
That's only 1 minute long segment.
and we talked over it. But I don't know.
Jeanette, can you text me and tell me if a 1 minute long segment about being a Jesus freak played? Please. I'm looking for the bubbles to pop up. I think she would have also texted me that, being like, hey.
What if she just stopped listening after we clearly didn't know what we were talking about with the Paul McCartney stuff?
Listen, I thought there was going to be a Shania Twain conspiracy.
The bubbles just popped up.
All right, bubbles popped up.
No, 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 no.
I'm going to
I might have stopped it.
She said, I'm going to say no, but I'm only half listening.
I feel like she would have noticed.
Girl, me too, and I'm on the show.
Yes.
She's also on Facebook, which is very distracting. You can ask John Jackson about that one. He incorporates Facebook time into the time he expects us to get our homework done in. So if a project needs to take 2 hours, he's taking in the time that he would check Facebook and saying, with Facebook checks, it will still take 2 hours.
Well, that's fair.
I love John Jackson. We need to have him on the show.
That would be fun. I think he'd have a good time with us.
I hope so. He's one of my favorite humans.
Sorry, Madison.
I said
No
no
offense taken.
I didn't say my favorite human. I don't know who that is.
I brought you pizza.
You did. All right.
Sorry, Noah.
Do we want to play a fun game?
I sure do. Madison, do you want to enjoy a nice little game with us?
Whenever, if you don't want to talk like that, then yeah, but you're kind of sounding a little creepy right now.
Rest assured, we're not about to murder you and then replace you with a very close lookalike named Addison Clones.
Well, the clones.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, we can't do it because it's too
clone.
much of a giveaway.
You're right.
Oh my god, that was my stomach. I'm good.
Erin's stomach now rapping on air.
I ate a grilled cheese quesadilla and
Single drops in 20 minutes.
Wow, that's fast. And gross.
Okay, the first game we're gonna play.
Lunch crew can't compete with this.
Lunch crew, you need to start dissing the grill because. Just kidding. I love the grill. The people there
Are we allowed to attack Milligan institutions?
Can we attack the calf instead of the grill?
Yeah, I'm just.
That's too easy.
You're right.
Shout out to if there's like some sad calf worker who happened to be listening to Milligan Radio and is now like crying.
Okay, first game is I think I played this with you before, but this is the Fresh Cut edition. You need to come up with something that would be a good band name, a good baby name, and a good sports mascot name.
Right now?
I mean, if you have one right now, go for it. If you need to think about it, also go for it.
Do they need to be like in that order?
No, well, like, it has to be, like, it starts off with, like, oh, that would be a good band name, and then you run it through. Oh,
Yeah, usually we do it in like casual conversation and someone will say like,
Alien Bees or whatever.
that's a cool looking muffin, and we'd be like, cool looking muffin, great band name.
Weird baby name. Terrible
very
sports
weird.
mascot name.
All right.
So-
I need some time to think.
All right.
All right.
Be alert, be astute, as they say. Be a student.
But
I don't know what that word means.
Student means you are in school. Astute
That
means
is
you're like
not
paying
what
attention.
I thought he said. I know what a
I
student
said
is.
astute, and then I said a student. And now we've wasted too much time. We have more games.
Would you like to play? Noah came up with this one. It's a good old game of Would You Rather.
Yeah.
I like Would You Rather. I'm good at this one.
Noah actually did his fair share of work this episode.
I like this one. I don't have to think very much.
Ideally, but we might have some tough ones coming up.
Start us off, Noah. You're the one with the questions. I
All right.
can't do anything for the segment.
Madison, would you rather lose your vision or lose your hearing?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Is already thinking about it.
I think I would definitely probably rather lose my vision.
I agree.
And why?
There's a follow-up question.
I don't know. We have so much time we have to take up.
Well, because it's easier to learn what's that one thing called? Braille? Yeah, I think it's easy. I think it's easier to learn Braille and use your little white stick than it would be to try and
You wouldn't know if it's white.
Okay, well, all the ones you see in movies are white, so
Okay. Hope you aren't gonna. Don't get too used to movies, Madison.
You won't be able to watch them.
I can listen to them though. Yeah. So
You got me.
She pointed to her headphones that she's currently wearing and went, "Yeah."
this is true. But yeah, I think I would just rather lose my vision because I like to hear. Plus, now that I know how to talk, you wouldn't lose that, would you? Then I could listen to myself
Thank
talk.
God Madison learned how to talk in college. It was a long 18 years before that.
Mama, I made it.
Well, that was definitely the right answer, considering you cannot look at a radio show. Next up, would you rather go deep sea diving or bungee jumping?
Bungee jumping.
I go deep sea diving. Noah, also you should contribute.
I am extremely
I don't wanna
terrified of drowning, so can't do it.
I actually am too, so yeah.
I went.
I value my life.
Our new radio
Sometimes.
show name is Hydrophobia.
I went snorkeling over winter break, and it was one of the dopest things I've ever done.
I started the lifeguarding class here Thursday, and for one of our pre-tests to be able to be in the class is you have to they throw a brick into the deep end at 13 feet. You have to swim from the shallow end, dive all the way down the bottom, get the brick, swim back up to the top, and swim back to the edge in under 1:40. Bro, I thought I was gonna die. I go halfway down the bottom, and I literally start breathing in water. Biggest fear of my life. I get up and the professor's like, I don't think you're gonna make a very good lifeguard. Okay, it's fine.
Welcome to Milligan College. Go Buffs.
Scubuffs!
Yeah,
All
nice school spirit.
Wait, no, you didn't tell us if you'd rather lose your sight or your vision.
Oh, my vision's so bad already, so I don't really get a choice in this one.
Are you already legally blind? I know someone like that.
I don't know. I haven't tested. Would you rather have the power to teleport or turn invisible?
Another.
Ooh, this is another tough one. I think I'd rather... I'd rather teleport.
I would rather teleport. I could literally skip walking up and down Sun Hill.
Oh, that's the worst. You have to then try to act like you're not out of breath because everyone around you is breathing normally and you're shaking, trying to pretend you're not that out of shape.
That was me today. I walked up Sun Hill for the third time this semester.
Same.
And I was because I was texting, speed texting, so I wasn't really paying attention to pace. I was going too fast for my own good.
Also, invisible is kind of the creepy answer.
I'm gonna do a follow-up question. Noah doesn't know that this is coming, but now I'm just genuinely wondering, if you could have any superpower, what would you have? This is not would you rather. This is just Erin wants to know this.
If I could have any superpower, anything?
Anything.
I think I would... Well, this is not Milligan appropriate, so I can't say this on air. So, question.
I don't know what superhero. I don't know what superhero has an inappropriate power.
Well, it's a made-up power, so...
All right, moving on. The power to remove certain icons from our beloved Buffalo.
No, what would your superpower be?
I still think teleport. Teleport seems just so convenient.
Yeah, I like to fly.
Mine would be shape-shifting. Because then I could shapeshift into any superhero, so I could have all the powers.
Okay. You would just look like them.
No, I would shapeshift into being them. Have you never seen Sky High?
I have. Did the shapeshifter get to? Okay.
Erin's good for a Spy Kids and a Sky High reference.
I'm always good for a nice Spy High reference. Sky Kids is weird.
I don't know what
Spy
either of
Kids,
these are.
not Sky Kids.
Spy Kids. I know what Spy Kids are.
Well, I'm sorry. Would you rather go to a movie alone or to dinner alone?
Bro, I've done both.
Good for you.
The side life.
What did you like better? What was the lesser of two evils?
Well, the movie's better because then, like, you get in there and people think that you're waiting on someone, and then the lights go out. So then, like, you might be sitting by yourself, but who knows? Like, are they in the bathroom?
You kind of like
or,
sigh loudly.
Yeah, but at dinner by yourself, all you have is you and your cellular device, or you and your plate of nachos, and you're just sitting there eating by yourself, and people will just stare at you. Like, that's more depressing. So I think I'd rather go to a movie alone. Because then you don't have to share popcorn.
I agree. I get looked at when I go to the grill alone, and I'm like, "Hello, I'm on a college campus. Like, this isn't even a real restaurant."
People judge you for going to the library alone. Like, I don't want to talk to you.
Just give me some space. Noah, thoughts? You made up these questions. I'm assuming you have an answer to every single one.
I found some of them online. I found a lot of these on what's it called? Where you I don't remember what it's called.
That's
That
a
was waste of
vague.
time.
You're giving me nothing to help.
Oh, Sign Up Genius. For some reason, Sign Up Genius had a list of like 100 Would You Rather questions. So a lot of these are from there.
Thank you, Sign Up Genius. If you want to sponsor us.
Yeah, I think the movie alone is. I mean, some places are easy to go to dinner alone. Drive through, especially.
Oh, yeah. Or what I'll do is I'll call in my order and then just go in and pick it up.
Yeah.
And eat it in my car.
Yeah, you can say,
alone.
All right, thank you. Now to go back and sit in my car with my 20 closest friends.
My 20-piece nugs for $5.
Would you rather be forced to watch 24 hours of Milligan Humanities lectures? Yeah, that's right, Milligan.
my God.
We're coming straight for you. Or Milligan Chapel recordings.
Oh, is death an option? How about...
It's coming up.
Can I get my lookalike now? Is this where I get my paid lookalike?
This is actually how they all died.
Oh, wow. I think... Well, I'm probably going to sleep no matter what happens. But I think... Wow. Actually, I don't think humanities would be horrible depending on who was talking.
There's some good ones.
There are some good ones. Like, you do have some of the good, like, professors who are very good at lecturing, and then you have the ones that make you want to stab your eyes out. So, I mean, no offense, Milligan professors, if you're listening to this.
When you say there's some good ones about Chapel, you're referring to the ones where they let you out early.
I am exactly referring to those.
See,
When you're like, yes, this is a good day to come. I almost didn't. And it's like, they let you out in 30 minutes.
or they're like, have a really funny story.
Yeah.
If I think I would go Chapel, because, like, I don't know. Humanities.
You get some music.
Yeah.
Well, you get some
Oh, you're
Gregorian,
right.
like, chants
Ugh.
in humanities. Let's move on. Or are you still talking?
No, you can move on.
Okay. Would you rather have a family of 12 children or never be able to have children at all?
12 children.
Oh my god.
I love
that's
kids.
She does.
I do love kids. I want to open up an orphanage one day, so.
12 is like nothing to you. You're like,
Yeah.
I want 1,200. Thank you very much.
I'll take all of them.
Wow. What a woman. What a wonderful
That made me very uncomfortable.
creature of God.
I am not a woman yet. I am only 19 years young.
Oh. I like the young there. It's like, well, that
Young,
sounded
young,
weird.
young,
But, like,
dumb,
I don't know.
broke.
It really
I
isn't
am
that
young,
old.
dumb, and broke.
I think we all are.
Yeah.
No offense, no, I just kind of grouped you into that. I know you're a math major. I'll take it back. You're just young and... Well, you're married. I don't know your friend. You're young. We'll stick with that.
Would you rather spend 20 years in prison and be exonerated or let out as innocent, Avril, or be put away for 4 years despite being innocent? Okay, I copied and pasted this, so it's a little hard to read. And be considered guilty forever. So basically, you're stuck in jail for 20 years, but they let you out because they find out you're innocent. Or you only go to jail for 4 years, but they think you're guilty forever.
Well, do I get a cool prison dog?
We did not find our dog at the prison. But maybe.
No, well, please give context to what that means.
All right. Well, I think. Well, that's 20 years secured of 3 meals a day, maybe, maybe.
Okay.
And a bed and a bathroom. So I think I'd rather do the 20 years because then, like,
and you get a lot of money when you get out.
Yeah, you do. And like they set you up with a house.
Okay,
Have you ever seen Shawshank
clearly
Redemption?
thought it. I love the Shawshank Redemption.
That is a great movie. If
Erin,
you've
you need
never
to
seen
watch
it, Erin,
that.
we're watching it tonight.
Okay.
It's like 2 hours, but
I've
it's only
always
going to be
wanted
8
to see
o'clock
it.
when we get
I
out
want to
here.
be there when she watches it.
Okay, you want to come over too?
Wait, it's not open.
Yeah,
doors.
it's not. We can schedule these things later.
Yeah, we can.
I don't want people calling in being like, I kind of want to watch the Shawshank Redemption.
Unless you're friends with us and then, like, hit me up.
You can't sit with us.
No, but please explain how you have a prison dog.
Our dog came from a prison program where they let prisoners teach dogs cool tricks.
Like how to grab the guard keys
Yes.
and other objects.
How to... Will you please bite open these cell doors? Would you rather put a stop to war or end world hunger?
And world hunger.
All right. Would you? We're going faster now. This is speed time.
Oh man, it's like fast money.
Would you
I'm
rather?
not getting any money. Milligan's taking my money.
Well, if you go to jail, you'll get some. Would you rather have no one show up to your wedding or your funeral?
Oh my god.
I am so sorry, Erin, that this word keeps coming up.
Probably funeral.
Why?
Because I want to be able to well, actually, I'm probably never getting married because boys don't like me, so I'd rather have no one come to my wedding. I want people there at my funeral.
So are you saying that even if you don't get married, you're still going to have a wedding?
Yeah, for me and my dog.
Erin's leaving us for a few minutes. All right.
The signal is dropping.
Would you rather spend your last... This is our last show. Just kidding. Please keep listening. Would you rather spend your last moments doing something adventurous and awesome or peaceful and tranquil before you die?
Adventurous and awesome.
That's fair. Would you rather know how you'll die or when you'll die?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably when.
Any reasons?
That way I could live my life to the fullest until that day. Because if it's sometime soon, I'd want to know so I can check off things on my bucket list.
That's true. I do feel like how would be more of the, really stressful one.
Yeah, but, I think if, you knew, what day it was, then, you just have to know, you're going, and, you're either going, see Jesus or... Man.
Beautiful.
That was deep.
If you do get married, would you rather die before or after your spouse?
Oh, before.
Statistically, I think the man dies first.
Well, if I'm on my deathbed, he going with me.
Okay. Scary. Bit of a threat there, but that's fine. Would you rather freeze to death or burn to death? There's a lot of death ones.
Freeze.
Where's Erin?
Bathroom.
She's not here right now, Brent. I'm sorry. You want to step in?
Yeah.
Okay. We have temporary host Brent Doolittle, who was formerly hanging out in the background and making small little noises. Now he's messing with the mic. Leave the mic where it is. Just speak into it.
Sorry.
Brent, would you rather die before or
Yes.
after your spouse?
Oh.
Did you just say yes?
Would you rather die?
Would you rather
Me too.
die or live?
I'll take dying, please.
After.
After? Why?
I don't know.
That thrill of being single again?
No. No.
That little card you get to hold over
Guys,
all your
guys,
dates?
Hold on, I have an update. My father has texted me. Hello, Father. He's listening in. You asked me if I'd rather go to the movies alone or if I'd rather eat alone. My dad has texted me and he said, "You look like you've been stood up if you eat alone." So, I guess there's that you have to think about. And then he texted me again 1 minute ago and said, "You wouldn't know if people came to your funeral, so you'd be dead." So I guess I'd like to change my answer because that's a very valid point. You wouldn't know if someone was at your funeral.
That is fair. That is fair.
My dad has a very valid point. So I think I'd rather not have people show up to my funeral because I wouldn't know. You know?
Yeah.
I would rather die before my spouse. Just to get the like the +1 achievement, like outlive somebody close to you award. Of course, I've already gotten that one.
All right,
That was
Brent's
the
time
best
is
thing.
up. Please get out of here, Brent.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ask you to leave now.
All right.
Security will escort you off campus.
Dalton is.
You're going to Amigos.
Sorry, friends, I'm back. I'm a bit of a nervous drinker, which I got an alcoholic since. And I'm wearing high-waisted jeans today, which press right up against the bladder. New conspiracy theory, radio DJ hosts, there's no way that they can pee.
Wait,
Oh my gosh.
I have a conspiracy theory that's plausible. Okay, listen to this. Hear me out.
Wait, get your own show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only have
Hear me out.
9 minutes
Hear
of
me out.
fame left. This is my last
9 minutes?
chance to shine.
Women's clothes designers purposely design their pants with no pockets so that they can sell handbags.
That's
all
not even
I'm
conspiracy theory, that's just like, they hate us. They
Okay,
want
like
more
I
of our
actually
money.
never thought about that. Like, that's actually a very valid point. But
Thanks
we're
for-
not going to talk about it because we're wasting time with my fandom.
Okay, so what did I miss while I
Is
was
that
gone?
even a word? Fandom?
Yeah.
Yeah. All
What did I
right.
miss?
My dad texted in.
Ah, what did he say?
Yeah.
Catch up later, Aaron.
We'll catch you up later.
We have places to be.
Except we have
Right.
nowhere to
Stay here.
be.
We literally have to stay here for the next 9 minutes.
Would you rather live forever and watch everyone around you disappear from your life,
Oh my god.
or spend your last day alone?
Wow. What was the first option?
You live forever and watch everyone around you die.
Oh man. Okay, I think I'd rather spend my last day alone. I don't want to watch people die. Well, actually,
always
they're gonna
watch
die
Netflix.
anyways, so that's true. I could watch Netflix, so I guess I'd spend my last day alone.
Last question. Would you rather be on the Fresh Cut, the freshest, cuttiest radio show? I don't like
Is
that.
that this? Is that this one?
Yes.
Is this a trick question?
This is the Fresh Cut. Or the Lunch Crew.
Well, I've heard a lot of hate about the Lunch Crew, so I'm gonna have to definitely go with the Fresh Cut.
Wouldn't we all?
Plus, I never got invited to be on the Lunch Crew, so I'm a little offended.
I'm gonna feel really bad if like no one on the Lunch Crew ever hears about us like just hating on them tonight, and we're just being mean for no reason.
No, this was your idea.
Ugh.
It's just
I
peer
need to be a
pressure.
nicer person.
One time I was so nice to Noah, he yelled at me to stop being nice to
Did
him.
not yell at her. Anyways, we're going to move on to a more advanced form of Would You Rather. It's an ethics problem known as the trolley problem. Here's a description from Wikipedia. There's a runaway trolley barreling towards the railway tracks. Ahead on the tracks, there are 5 people tied up and unable to move. The trolley is headed straight for them. You are standing some distance off in the train yard next to a lever. If you pull this lever, the trolley will switch to a different set of tracks. However, you notice that there is one person tied up on the side track. You have 2 options. 1, do nothing, and the trolley kills the 5 people on the main track. 2, pull the lever, diverting the trolley onto the side track where it will kill 1 person. Which is the most ethical choice?
I'm killing the one.
Yeah, but then
So immediate and not what Noah expected.
if you kill the one, then you are taking an active role in the process. If you do nothing, then you have no responsibility at stake. But if you kill the one, then that person is dead because of you.
I know, but still, like, you have to think, like, you saved 5 lives versus 1.
All right. Well, that's a fair way to look at it, but let's mix it up some.
Okay.
I always heard that, like, you didn't know the 5 people, but, like, the one person tied up on the tracks is, like, your significant other or, like, best friend or your mom or something.
Actually,
Does my dog count?
no, that's we'll lose our viewers if there's the thought of a dog dying. People don't mind humans dying, but when it's a dog,
I know, but, like,
it's really
could my
sad.
significant other be my dog?
Oh, well, I'm not going to judge.
That's illegal in some states.
You're right.
Not in
You're
Tennessee.
right.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I hope you don't know.
Gabby, I mean,
Anyways, yeah, it can have restrictions like that, but it's not required. So let's mix it up. Let's say there is one person in front of the tracks, and on the other side there is one other person. We don't know anything about either of these 2 people, except we do know that the one person on the train track that it is headed towards now is for sure 100% not racist. We do not know whether or not the second person on the other track is a racist or not. But we know for sure that the first person is not. I don't know. Maybe they have like a Black Lives Matter T-shirt on or something, or maybe they are screaming from where they're tied up on the train tracks. I swear I'm not racist.
Yeah, that's almost as convincing as the Paul McCartney death.
Well, they're not racist for the sake of this story. So are you going to leave it on the train tracks where it will kill the 100% definitely not racist person, or are you going to are you going to shift it so that it goes to the person that is probably not racist, but is maybe racist?
Well, it doesn't really matter to me, so...
Okay.
I'm not racist, but, like, I don't know. I guess you could save the non-racist person, because then... I don't know. I mean, everyone's a racist in someone else's eyes, depending on how you look at it.
I don't know.
About it.
This is a weird take. I don't like where this is going. So you're saying maybe spare the person that is for sure not racist, but change the train track. All right.
You see what I'm saying?
You just killed someone.
Okay,
who may or may not be a racist. We don't even know.
You told me I had to pick.
You do, or you could do nothing, or you can move it.
Okay, well, if I do nothing, then it's still going to kill the 100% Black Lives Matter non-racist person.
Well.
This is going to be the longest 4 minutes of my life.
We didn't have any call-ins this week, though, so we,
that's
talked more than we did last week. But I'm pretty sure
hopefully we didn't play any songs.
This is the point last week where I said, well, I don't have anything else to say, and I'm pretty sure that's when Mitchell tuned in, because Mitchell Hancock is the host of Music West Live, which is another radio show that has...
It's not as good as us, but it's definitely leagues above the lunch crew.
We need a wah, wah, wah.
Who can hear the radio between, eating food? Imagine you have some potato chips.
I mean, I guess if you're eating lunch alone, then you could listen to the lunch crew.
So then we have to bring them on.
It's better to go to a movie alone.
It is much better to go to a movie alone.
Did y'all see The Greatest Showman?
No, I haven't yet. Is it good?
So
there's this theater up in Blountville, and it's $4 for student tickets all day. You're welcome.
How exciting.
I know there's a $3 theater around here, but it takes months for the movies to get there. But I want Lady Bird to come because I really want to see that.
I want to see Lady Bird.
Maybe we'll take a fresh
I want to see the new Incredibles when it comes out.
I had that video game.
That's a while away.
Well,
yes, Erin beat the Incredibles video game.
It'll be here before you know
Somehow, as a child, Erin beat one of the hardest video games I've ever played. If Adam Bess is listening, then...
I beat it on GameCube.
She beat it on GameCube.
As a first grader.
My update, The Lunch Crew. That's a cool band name.
Well,
that is
bad radio show name, but good band
from
name.
My father again. He's coming in with a text, y'all.
We appreciate.
Thanks, Dadison, which I don't like that I just said, but it makes a bit of sense.
Can't take it back. It's recorded forever.
His name is Michael. If you want to refer to him by his first name.
Thanks, Michael. Felt weird.
Did you come up with the band name, Madison, on your own?
No.
Oh, apparently Erin considers that as cheating.
I just wanted to know, if you came up with one, that you also could say it.
Meat freaks.
That's good.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot on the wall. Is that an actual band?
We have a signed Dave Matthews Band poster.
Whoever that is.
Oh, Madison, we're ending.
Madison doesn't actually know anyone.
It's 7:59. It's close enough to 8 to end the show. We're ending. I hate that we're ending it on that note, but I can't. The Beatles and Avril and Dave Matthews. What do you
actually, Erin? I don't know how to end it. So if we could just wait until the legal ID plays in a couple minutes. Now you've made this all awkward. We have a full minute of waiting.
It was nice meeting you. You can follow me on Insta if you want.
They were talking to me, and I was like, I know you.
She does not remember anyone.
All right, again, I'm Madison Jones.
What's your...
Peacing out. Oh, my Instagram is Madison with 2 N's _RAEE. You're welcome. Hit me with the follow.
Noah, do you have an Instagram?
I don't have an Instagram, but you should follow at Noah and Erin. At Noah and Erin for... Don't talk about my MySpace. At Noah and Erin for the Twitter fresh cut. I don't know what's going on with Madison
just hit her knee very hard.
I'm dying.
Okay. Anyways, if you are a doctor, please call in and We hope you all had a good time. That's such a lame thing to say.
is the longest
one.
Guilt them into thinking they had a good time.
I'm sorry that our outros suck. We'll work on that.
We won't. Are we supposed to practice? Anyways, thanks everyone.
Peace out.
Bye.